All right, what's up, guys? So I'm back with another trade recap. Today is February 24th. I took two trades today. This first trade I took was a long off the overnight lows. The overnight lows get swept, and what I thought I was seeing was sellers getting absorbed, but that actually was not the case. And I learned from Friday that just because I see some delta on the DOM, that does not mean sellers are getting absorbed. It just means that sellers are very active at those levels, right? So then my second trade, instead of trying to keep taking it long, I decided to take a short off the same level. And as always, I'm gonna show you guys the live recording with my face and my P&L. Before I get started, if you guys like these recaps, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. All right, so my first entry was at 840. And like I said, this was based off of the overnight low, which was rated around 60.40. So before I show you guys the live, this right here is obviously my executions from this trade, but the black line represents the overnight low. So my thesis was we swept the overnight low, and then what we're gonna see on the live recording is you're gonna see a bit of a buildup of negative selling delta right here. And I was reading this as sellers were getting absorbed at this overnight low. So since the low gets swept a little bit and then we see this delta right here, that's what made me decide to take a long position. And in this live recording, you can see me just literally got stopped out of it. But so I took this long at 60.42.50 and my stop loss was right below 41. Yeah, so my stop loss was at 41. So a very small risk on that trade, $75 risk. And as you can see, I get stopped out. So after I get stopped out, it's clear to me that sellers are very present once again in this session. So one thing I picked up on the last month was I can read this delta right here whenever it breaks. I can read this as large participants and I can wait for price to retest these prices. And then what I can do is take a short off of them in this case because it's negative delta. So if these were large participants, I would assume that they would step in once again and push price down. And that is exactly what I did today. So as soon as that level, the overnight low breaks, and as soon as this delta breaks, I was then waiting for an opportunity to get short off the same level. So I was kind of just playing the overnight low today, and you'll see price returns up here. And I don't know if you can tell by the CVD, but if you look at the CVD, there's like absolutely no real buying. This is all very weak buying right here. So I decide to take it short as we are testing this area where the delta formed at. And any second now, you're gonna see me take a short entry. And then what I do is I think I get short at 40.50 and my stop loss is right above where that delta started at 43. I put it at 43. So that ends up being a 2.5 point risk. At this point, I just take it short. And my stop loss is at 43, like I said. So that is a 2.5 point risk. All right, so for my targets on this trade, I wanted to take 75% off. As soon as we hit 10 points in profit, I want to take 75% off, which was 7 contracts for me. And then my last 3 contracts, I was targeting 60.24. I'll just skip through this because this trade actually works out immediately. And I was all out of my contracts within 6 minutes on this trade. And yes, in hindsight, of course, I wish I held because in this case, I could have probably capitalized a lot more since this thing sells off, I think, another 40 or 30 points from where I entered it. So I only got like 12 points out of the trade, but if I look at all of my average trades or all of my winners from the very beginning of my trading, my average winner is right around 12 to 14 points. The way last week went, I was not mad about just taking an easy 12-point winner and walking away. So at this point, you can see selling pressure. I get out of 7 right below 60.30, and then the remaining 3 contracts hits at 60.24 almost immediately after that. That was how today went. It was a very easy day, but I definitely have some things this week that I am focusing on. One being my exits, because throughout this whole month, my exits have been very inconsistent. Like there's trades where I scale out 1 to 2 contracts at a time. And then a lot of trades, I just take 50% off and let 50% run. And last week, I should have actually had a green week, but I had 2 trades that were over 12 points in profit. I had 50% stop out at break even. So I think it was this day right here, 387. And then this day right here, this week would have been a profitable week. And last week, as we all know, was just really hard to trade in the first place. This week, my main focus is just the exits. So I'll probably just stick to taking 7 contracts off at 12 to 14 points this whole week and letting a smaller amount run than I normally do. Once again, if you guys like these videos, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will keep making videos like this. I hope you learn from them, and I'll catch you in the next one.